So we're going to start the. Okay, recording is going again. I just wanted to make sure with that flurry of questions so we get that going. So this might come out to those folks that want to see the recording in two different chunks here. So I don't know if it limits us to just so much time. So in the chat, there is a copy of this charter renewal guide. So I'll start running through that here. And we've answered a lot of the questions that are in here, so I might breeze through that, but stop me or raise your hand if you've got any questions here as we go through that. Also, if you're one of the unit key 3, you got a copy of this a couple of weeks ago from Barrett. Here is the place to go. I can't remember who had the question here, but you're going to go to, and it's in the documentation here. You're going to go to advancements.scouting.org, and or you can get there from your Scoutbook account there too. And then if you're in multiple units, you're going to have to select which unit you are in, and then you're going to smash the recharter button here. And I'm going to do everyone a favor and make these slides bigger here. There we go. So smash recharter there, and then you look down these unit details that are in the top here. Like, for example, this one in the slide here is chartered to United Central Methodist Church. It's a troop for boys, unit number, district. If any of that, the chartering organization information, if any of that is wrong, you cannot edit that. So send Barrett and Mary, our registrars, a note at membership@seattlebsa.org, and we'll work on fixing that. And you're just going to leave the term for the charter renewal at 12 months if it gives you an option to jigger that. As you're going through, there's a nice little button right up here that says refresh roster. And you're going to want to make sure, especially if you've been reaching out to families to get some applications in, and you've got a little prospect list you're working on, and you think some registrations have gone in, try smashing this refresh roster here and see if they've come in there. Once you start there, you've got a roster loaded and you can start editing it. See if people are youth or adult there. Make sure that their youth protection training is current, and you're going to want to make sure that their youth protection training is not only current at the moment you're looking at it, but look at that youth protection expiration date and make sure that's good into January of 2024 when we actually make your charter renewal live there, because Mary and Barrett are going to, right after January 1, are going to work on the first ones in the pile that come in and start posting charter renewals. So if there may be some adults that their youth protection training, it was good when you looked at it, had a nice green check mark and everything, but has since expired there. You're not going to need to worry about these things on the criminal background check. We just sort of we take care of that on our end there. So just ignore that. There are some little toggles here, and you see them right here. So I already did my soapbox and sales pitch for Scout Life magazine. It's awesome. You can jigger that. So like, for example, this youth member is not currently getting it. If we want, probably because I have a fake name here in this example here, but if you want user 1226 to get Boys Life or Scouts Life magazine, I'm dating myself, go ahead and slide that over there. And then it's going to start giving you some totals on the fees right over here in the right column. And I think some of the examples are coming from another council, so that might be a little bit different here than what I showed you in that fee chart that includes our local council fees. All right. Now, you're going to look through your list of adults here, and you're going to, of course, make sure we've got our required number of adult positions. Some people may be changing their position, especially someone that was a den leader might now be a Webelos leader. So you're just going to use this little pencil icon over here, and then you can it'll open up the update member information screen, and you can pick the position they're going to be. Maybe they were a den leader, now they're going to be a the cub master going forward there. All right. Let's see. Promoting youth participant. They turned 8. Okay. To an adult. Oh, okay. So you've got a youth member that is turning 18, and you want to now be adult. You're going to just register them as a new member with an adult application at that point. So there's some more details in here on that. All right. There, let's say you've got a easiest, you can add a new member here. Let's say you've got a paper application. I would just recommend that you email that. If you have a paper application for someone, just email it in that email address is in here, membership@seattlebsa.org. That'll go straight to Mary and Barrett. They'll do all the data entry for you, and then just smash that update roster button. But you've got an option here to add a new member here. You just have to, you're going to have to be doing the data entry. So if you want someone else to do that for you, of course, the other option is ask them to do a online application through beascout.org. Ken Manning, you've got a question as we roll into this.
I do. You just said that you can handle aging out changes in the recharter, but with the new system, that doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, aging out member. So we need an app. One way or another, we need an adult application from them.
Understood.
So yeah.
Okay.
And so you can either change that in there to an adult, but or you can upload the application. There's an option to do that, or just send Mary and Barrett their adult application, or have them apply online and then just smash that renewal or that
well, I'm just
refresh
thinking that,
button there.
they're going to age out like in July. So they want to stay as an adult. We'd have to manually work with Barrett and Mary.
Yeah, is that changing in July of 2024 in your example?
Right.
Okay, yeah, didn't deal with that in July of 2024. Yeah, keep them as a youth member, they can keep earning advancement until they're in a Scouts BSA troop until they're 18. And then there's a sort of another category. There'll be a couple of youth members that are what are they called? Unit participants that have an approved Eagle extension. And so they actually have to register as adult. Their position is a unit participant, and they have to do youth protection training. They go through a background check like any other adult, but they're still working on their Eagle advancement. So there might be a couple of little exceptions like that. And then in venturing and Sea Scouting, those youth members that are in that 18 to 21 years of age category register as a venturing participant or a Sea Scout participant with a similar using adult application, take youth protection training as well. That answer your question, Ken?
Yeah, pretty much.
All
yes.
right. Cool. I'll keep rolling down here. Yep. So that's one way you can, if you've got a paper application, then you're going to have to upload it later. And you guys have this to read. You probably don't really need to upload any documents into the charter renewal there. If you just use the online system at bscout.org to register new members, or just send us youth application, but it makes you put them all on a zip file and stuff. Now, here's another way, just like in the invitation manager, where you can invite someone to join the unit and they take care of then they do the data entry on their application. This feeds straight into the invitation manager, and you've got an option to invite a new member from charter renewal. So if you've got that screen open and you've got some basic contact information for a potential youth member that you want to make sure is renewed, or an adult member, you can send them an invitation to join right from here and just work straight with the invitation manager system. There we go. And then the cool thing is they show up in this pending members prospect list. And so you can keep sending them some reminders to get their application and registration fees in as you're going through that. So you sort of want to try and, as best you can, clear out that pending members invitation list there and actually have them become members before you submit your recharter. All right. Here, so I gave the example earlier, like Eric is the district commissioner, he's a merit badge counselor, he's a assistant scoutmaster in troop 123, and Eric, I think you're also in an assistant scoutmaster in your daughter's troop or something like that. So Eric just needs to pay his registration fees somewhere, but as a charter renewal processor, if you're working with Eric, you sort of need to know where he's paying his fees at. And there's a way to mark him as a multiple, but work with that individual so that they're paying their fees somewhere, because it's possible for all those entities that Eric serves to mark him as a multiple, and that just sends Eric off into some little weird dark corner of cyberspace that we actually want him renewed in all those positions, and it creates some weirdness that we've got to work through. So make sure he's paid somewhere. All right. And of course, you're going to go through as you're going through this process, and if there's going to be members that are registered until December 31 of this year, and if they have moved away, they're no longer interested in the program, they've already let you know, and so you're just going to, as you go through, click on the member, remove from the recharter, and double check that. Tyra, you got a question?
Yeah, I was trying to multiple some adults and scouts earlier today that are in our crew, and it was not, the pull down menu did not have our girls troop is listed on as one of the options. So I could only multiple them into the boys troop, which they're not actually members of.
Interesting. I don't know what the answer to that is, because I see you're from Troop 100, 8100, Crew 100, which all share the same chartering organization. Let me go back up to this.
Right. So you pull down the pull down and it says, what's your unit type? And so then, okay, that's a troop. And then there's a list of all the troops.
Yeah.
Right. Or if say I was, chartering somebody that was primarily in the crew, then there would be, I could pick that as the crew. But so it would give me the troop 100 option. Or if I said that they were part of a crew, I could say that they were part of crew 100, but I couldn't say that they were, for instance, I'm cross-registered for all 3 units. So if I'm primarily in 8100, but I'm multipled in 100, I couldn't find 8100 to multiple myself to. So not all
you do me a favor.
available.
Yeah, that shouldn't be that way. Would you send me an email with a screenshot of that problem, and I'm gonna escalate that to our IT group.
Will do.
Yeah, that I think, yeah, if there's any weirdness, like that, give me a call, give Tim a call, give Barrett or Mary on our registration team a call, or send us an email, and we'll try and get on that as soon as possible. So that's those kind of things aren't holding you up. So, or if you just have questions, just send us a note too.
Okay,
We'll
thank you.
try and get on that as soon as we can. All right. Okay, that's how you remove someone from the recharter. There is a tab on here where you can go back to your removed members tab there, and let's say someone calls you up, oh, we changed our mind. Oh, cool, I haven't submitted the recharter here. We'll put you guys back on, send us, you know, the $100-something, and you can put them back onto charter renewal. And that's why every single one of these pages says, when you get to the payment method, do not select pay national, pay to local council, because that gives us a little bit of flexibility up to the point that we post the recharter to make some changes for Mary and Barrett to do that on our end. So that keeps going through how to do that. Let's see, you can always print your roster there, and then you're going to go through, it's going to add up the totals as you go here, but as you're ready, you're going to click this validate recharter and pay here once you got everything hunky-dory. And it might pull up some errors, and errors must be resolved. And sometimes errors are things like a 10-year-old, their birth date makes them 10 years old, but they're registered as a tiger cub, for example. So they're sort of outside of that range to be a first grader there. So it might pop up an error, and you can go back and you can verify and correct a birth date or something like that, or you can change the scout's grade when you edit that. So errors might pop up on there. It might pop up some warnings, and it might pop up a warning that, let's say you've got a fifth grader that's a little bit on the old side or something like that, but they're fifth grader, so they're still eligible to be in Cub Scouting. It might pop up a warning for you on that. So warnings, you just verify and say, yeah, that's sort of correct, but you don't necessarily have to do anything. So that might pop up a warning of, for example, you've got like a 19 or 20-year-old that is registered in a Scouts BSA troop that has an approved registration beyond of the age of eligibility for a disability or something like that. It might pop up a warning for that there too, and then we'll verify that, yep, we still have that registration beyond the age of eligibility on file. All right. And then everything that's green, it's nice and red. It's red light, yellow light, green light on there. Everything that's green's good to go. Smash that validate and pay, and make sure you work through any errors there, and then proceed to payment. And it's going to ask you if you want to pay the national council or pay at the local council. So we've got, you want to smash the pay at the local council, and then sort of on a separate thing, you can call us with a credit card. You can walk in or bring in a check, or you could go online and pay through our online payment processor there, and we've got the URL in there. So and then there's just a recap on the fees there, and and I know we hashed that out, so I'm not going to talk any more about that. And it gives you a nice little summary, and then it's going to send a email to the chartering organization representative to approve the charter renewal on behalf of the chartering organization. So sometimes that can get held up. So I've got some visibility, you have some visibility of that too as a charter renewal processor. And so we'll just make some reminders for that in, as we get into after it's due after Thanksgiving, we'll sort of ratchet those up a little bit to, if it looks like it's sitting in someone's inbox for a week or something like that, we'll send them an email or call them and try and make that happen. So there's an appendix on here for how to upload files, but you might not necessarily have to upload some files. Herman.
Hey, yeah, quick question. So I'm new as a lead advisor for our post, and I guess I found out that we like lost our charter, and I don't know. I'm asking my other guys like how we went about it, and we're not sure. So I know this isn't really related to recharter, but how do we start a charter if we have to start over?
So currently on the books, so I had my hand deep in that of getting you guys back on the books when I started in this area of scouting back in February there. So anyway, you guys are on the books. So and you guys are registered through December 31 of 2023 right now. So you'll just go through this process of renewal that I'm describing here.
Okay, so if we don't know, like, 'cause I see in the very beginning, it's like username and password. If I don't know that, is there just like an easy way to the website to get that information, or is there somebody we have to talk to?
Yeah, all right. Now, are you currently registered?
Like through just myself?
Through our exploring program.
Honestly,
Yeah, as a volunteer leader.
I'm not 100% sure because I haven't paid any fees or anything. I think we are. We had another. No, we're not. No, I just found another guy in the chat.
You're
He
not.
texted me.
Okay, so
Yeah, we're
what
not.
you're gonna do is you're gonna go to I believe now this gets into a couple of oddities with let me just scout.org, and then you're just going to go right to beascout.org and then search for exploring near SeaTac Airport, and you'll find the Explore post, and then you're going to go ahead and register as a volunteer leader. As you go through registering as a volunteer leader, you're going to create a my.scouting.org account at that point. And so you're going to use that username and password for all these logins that you're doing.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
And then will it be directly connected through the posts at that point?
Yep. Yeah, you're going to register for I can't remember your guys' post number.
Yeah. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. I appreciate
awesome. It. All right. Let's see. Let's. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there's that. A couple more appendixes that are at least linked here. I talked about the training manager. There's also, the main thing you're going to be verifying is that everybody you're renewing has current youth protection training, and then you'll see the green check mark or the red exclamation point in there on this youth protection training column. If you click on them, you'll get some more details on like when that actually expires. So sort of make sure that that's going into 2024 there. All right. Okay. There's a couple of things that need to happen simultaneously outside of this charter renewal. And so let me So one of the things that the timing is exactly the same. So I want you to think about turning in your Journey to Excellence application about the same time you turn charter renewal in. So the deadline for charter renewal is get it in before Thanksgiving. That gives us a little bit of time between Thanksgiving and Christmas for our registration staff to work through any quirks that might have popped up and stuff like that and get those all ready to go. So on January 1, Mary and Barrett can start posting charter renewals and everything's easy and we're not doing any follow-up there. Journey to Excellence, that is... I'm going to find the workbooks here. I'll just pull up an example of a one for a Cub Scout pack. And to find this, I just oh, this is the Excel one here. Didn't really want that. All right, here we go. You can download the workbooks and do it some of the calculations in Excel for you, but here's the 2023 scorecard right here. And so let me make this a little bit bigger so everyone can see. I talked at the announcements. Gold is like our awesome Cub Scout packs. Bronze, you've got, you know, some more stuff that you can be doing to be really awesome. But encourage everybody to apply for Journey to Excellence for your unit by turning in one of these to either me or Tim, who are staff folks here. And just making sure you got a planned budget, which everybody should do, that you're growing membership, that scouts are advancing, and that you've got volunteer leadership, and those leaders are have opportunities to get trained there to make your program awesome. Because we know that, you know, when we've got thriving program, you know, and leaders are trained, and we've got, you know, multiple DINs, and we're growing scouting from the bottom up. Kids are having more fun. They're staying scouting longer, and we're really meeting our mission there. So hopefully you've been looking at this continuous improvement program, but December 31, or if you can turn it in with your recharter, if you've met all the objectives at that point, get those in. So that's sort of aside, but on a parallel track with charter renewal. The other thing that is nice to have is a chartering organization agreement. It's not required. And you'll find it right here if you just Google chartering organization agreement. And that is the agreement between what the local council does and the chartering organization, helping provide a meeting place, making sure leaders get trained and stuff like that. And so there's some signatures for the chartering organization representative, and unit committee chair, and those can be sent in to, and then when we get it, we'll sign it here too. So but that's good to have that conversation with the chartering organization and say, hey, you know, here's what you guys are agreeing to do here. So that can be turned in parallel with the annual charter renewal. All right, Eric's got his hand up.
I have a quick comment about the Journey to Excellence. As a unit commissioner, we have a strong recommendation that not only do you do the Journey to Excellence at the end of the year to get your official rating, but we like to actually recommend doing sort of a dummy one, even on your own, in your own unit, right around May or June, right when the academic year is ending. What that does is that gives you half a year to determine, oh, geez, I need more camping nights to get to gold, or I need to do more leadership training. It sort of gives you a little bit of a warning for the one in November. And so that's one of the biggest recommendations I have, is to aim for the mid-year Journey to Excellence.
All right, Kevin, I think, has got a question.
Yeah, I'd popped it in chat. For the whole process.
Oh, sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat.
I know, I'm saying it's already written there.
Yeah.
This whole process, when we talk about the chartered org rep and automated things to them and having them in there, for our council chartered unit reps, is it smart enough to actually know or that we don't have a chartered org rep, because position manager does show that and shows it blank? Or should we be expecting there's going to be extra hoops to deal with?
No, it's going to be same as I've talked about with chartered org rep, and I know you guys are a council chartered unit. That position's just retitled the council charter organization something. I don't remember.
Council unit rep.
Council unit rep, yeah.
It's
Did that answer your question, Kevin?
Sort of, but
There
not
might be some
directly.
quirks in there, but if
And that's what I'm asking. Do I need to anticipate quirks? Because our position manager does show a chartered org unit rep that has nobody there. And then it
right,
also shows council unit rep, which is me.
yeah, okay. I don't think that's going to be a quirk. Although it obviously someone hasn't coded that, and that's new within this year that the local council can charter local units. So if it becomes a holdup on finalizing your charter renewal, please send me a screenshot and I'll bring it to our IT department. But just that little, even just that little quirk, that you're a council chartered unit and in your position manager, it has a blank there or something where you can't really have one. That might be worth taking a screenshot of that and sending it to me. I can send it to our IT folks there. All right, I'm going to run through the chat here, and I got a couple of things to wrap up here. Yeah, so I'll look at that New York thing there, and see if there's a way to collect those dues locally. Seems family get one yearly bill. Oh, so say there's a family of 4, I don't know if they're going to get 4 different bills. If they all joined at different times, they're going to get bills based on the timing that they joined. So I don't know the answer to that question there for sure. They're probably, let's just, for the sake of argument, they're probably going to get individual bills or something like that. I don't know if the family of 4 can, unless they joined at once. I don't know how I don't know. Yep. Yeah, going forward, people be billed on the anniversary of, or before the anniversary date of the date they joined. All right. Yeah, there should be DB, there's some written instructions in the chat there, and you'll find written instructions at seattlebsa.org if that didn't come through there. Yeah. Oh, and we've got a link to the charter renewal guide on our website. Someone put it in there for us. Oh, someone recommend refreshing the roster if you change the Scout Life subscription radio button. Let's see here. 18. Yeah, this whole thing about if it is right now, if a scout turns 18, like let's say they turn 18 sometime in like November of 2023, they're going to continue to have a registration as a youth member until they expire on December 31 of 2023. So hopefully, OP, that answers your question. Yeah, and then the timing on getting their application in would be sometime right around their 18th birthday, so they can sort of and at that point they can register in a Scouts BSA troop as an assistant scoutmaster. They can register. What most people do is they'll register as a college unit scouter reserve, and it doesn't have the training requirements that an assistant scoutmaster does. And sort of, if they want to work on summer camp staff or something, need to be registered, or they're helping out with a high adventure program or something like that as an adult there, it takes care of those requirements. So let's see here. Is it going to be smart enough to substitute council? Yeah, Kevin, I think we addressed that there. Yeah, Cory, yeah, popcorn sales. One way you could do that is proceeds from popcorn sales should be used to help the scout pay for their scouting experience. So that the local unit could write a family a check or send them money when they show a receipt that they've renewed their registration. Might be a good way to cover that. So Cory put something in the chat there that this change in the National Council collecting registration fees might discourage popcorn sales. So I think that's one way you could deal with that. Same thing like in a Scouts BSA troop, we'd encourage a scout to spend their money on something for scouting with their popcorn sale proceeds. And some local units might come up with a policy, like if a scout goes to REI and buys a sleeping bag and they showed a receipt for that, that could be paid from their popcorn sale proceeds there. So hopefully that doesn't discourage people from doing popcorn. Let's see. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. All right. And then a bunch of people are leaving. All right. All right. Yeah. Any other questions? And then we'll wrap up here.
I do have one thing. This was an event that didn't make the agenda, but I wanted to mention it. The Evergreen with Shelley Cemetery has its annual Veterans Day flag planting. If you want your scouts of any level to get at least an hour of service hours, it's going to be the observed Veterans Day Friday, not the actual Veterans Day, Friday at 10 a.m. That's November 10th. So just show up probably 15 or 20 minutes beforehand. It's at 115th and Aurora Avenue North. And just find parking there and head to where the white headstones are. And it takes about 45 minutes at the most to do that. But, you know, give your scouts an hour of service time. It's an easy way to get it, and it's kind of cool to see all the Veterans Day activities.
Fantastic. I'm going to wrap up with just a reminder of some of the deadlines. We would love charter renewal to be done before Thanksgiving, if at all possible. Just a reminder that your unit is actually going to expire on December 31. You won't have access to Scout Book and some of those other tools. Your members won't be registered after that. So aim for getting it done before Thanksgiving. That gives you and us a little time to work through any quirks if they pop up. If those quirks pop up, please let us know. If you can't reach me, reach Tim. If you can't reach me and Tim, then reach Barrett or Mary here at the office on our registration team, and we'll all try and work through the quirks as they do pop up. Tommy, you got a question there?
Yes. Do you want the Journey to Excellence to come in with the recharter if that's possible?
Yeah, if that's possible, and those are going to go straight to me or Tim, and you'll just email those to us there. But if you do need a little extra time, then the deadline for Journey to Excellence is December 31 to meet. If you know you need that extra time to have one more committee meeting or whatever it is, or get a leader trained to go from silver to gold or something like that, then December 31 deadline on that. And we'd love also it sort of as those are coming in to get the annual charter agreement. And there's for those folks that have a council chartered unit, there's a similar document that sort of goes through what the council does as a chartering organization there, and it's a little bit different. So, and I didn't pull that up, but worth mentioning there. So those are the deadlines here. So thank you so much. I mean, it's so cool to have all these people. I think this is the largest group I have ever presented to on charter renewal. So I'm looking forward to hopefully this makes a smoother charter renewal this time around here. So yeah, but let us know if you got any questions. All right. Cool. All right. I think we're done. Adjourned. I'm going to cut everybody loose. Thank you.